The court literally taking America back 150 years. This is a sad day for the country, in my view. But it doesn't mean the fight's over.
A nearly 50-year-old precedent overturned. Roe v. Wade is no longer the law of the land. Thank you for joining us. I'm Kelsey Mannix. Today, the United States Supreme Court essentially overturned Roe v. Wade with a 5-4 vote, taking away federal protections that grant women access to abortion. Now it will be up to the states. Here in Indiana, Governor Eric Holcomb expecting the legislature to address abortion at its upcoming special session on July 6th. He says, quote, "I have been clear in stating I am pro-life. We have an opportunity to make progress in protecting the sanctity of life, and that's exactly what we will do." We've talked to multiple lawmakers and groups around Northeast Indiana about today's announcement. We asked how they first reacted to the news and what they expect will happen next. It's a day of joy and sorrow for the opposing sides of the abortion debate. For those on the pro-choice side, Indiana House Democratic leader Phil Giaquinta says the Supreme Court's decision wasn't surprising given the draft that was leaked in May, and he always suspected next month's special session in Indiana would include abortion.
It's still a shock to the system and a disappointment.
He's worried that House Republicans will use the special session to make abortion completely illegal in Indiana, including in cases of rape and incest.
It's not whether abortion is right or wrong. It's really about who gets to decide.
Republican State Representative Liz Brown wasn't available for an on-camera interview, but released a statement saying, quote, "Hoosier elected officials are better positioned to set abortion policy than unelected judges, as we are answerable to voters, and they are not." Brown says the legislature must act immediately in the upcoming special session, adding, quote, "It is our duty to empower women, affirm life, and protect the smallest among us." This special session is also a concern for Gary Snyder, who is the Democratic candidate running against U.S. Representative Jim Banks.
Ending Roe versus Wade is not going to stop abortions. It's going to stop safe abortions.
He's worried about the wide-ranging effects an abortion ban could have in Indiana and the entire country. Banks was not available for an interview, but said in a statement, quote, "I am astonished by the bravery of the Supreme Court justices who upheld their oath to the Constitution and issued an impartial, thorough, and correct decision." Though Snyder doesn't agree, he hopes this will mobilize people to vote.
Come November, women are going to make their voices heard.
For Right to Life of Northeast Indiana, a sigh of relief. Abigail Lorenzen with the organization says there's room for both sides to find compromise going forward.
Instead of fixing the problem at its root, let's take down the barriers that are keeping women from being able to be excited about pregnancies.
Barriers such as poverty, unsafe homes, lack of access to food. Ken Falk with the ACLU in Indiana isn't confident that can happen.
We don't do a very good job in the United States, and Indiana in particular, in funding childcare and funding support for young mothers, and that's not going to improve if the legislature just decides to remove the right to an abortion.
In the end, it will come down to the man sitting behind the desk with the power to sign or veto. We reached out to several other Republican state representatives to try and get an idea of what a new abortion law in Indiana might look like. State Representatives Martin Carbaugh, Dave Heine, and Bob Morris all said they're looking forward to working with their colleagues to pass the new legislation, but didn't outline what that would be.
Take action and protect innocent lives across our state. I look forward to passing meaningful legislation that's reflective of our commitment to upholding the sanctity of life while also supporting pregnant mothers across the state.